Oh, wow. Blimey. Ooh, what is going on? She says, for us, this is faster. Pork floss. There it is. Look at that. Oh. If you haven't heard of congee or jook, don't worry about it. I haven't heard of it till about 3 months ago. It's basically a Chinese rice porridge that's been eaten for thousands of years, made from just rice and water, slow cooked until the rice completely breaks down into a thick, creamy, almost silky texture. So today, with the help of some very quirky ingredients that I've already picked up, I'm gonna try and make it, hopefully, for the first time and maybe not the last. So no experience of making this, no family recipe handed down through the Lewis family. Yes, just me, a bag of rice, Hugo for moral support. Hello! And a pug that's sleeping away right now. What could go wrong? So I'm trying to work out whether this is like a poverty food. I think that's how it started out, as a way of maximizing your rice. It could be a recovery food, it could be a gourmet food, depending ultimately on the toppings you use. And I think that alone, as hopefully you'll see, is quite an intriguing concept. So congee is like the more generic term, but I think Cantonese call it jook. So it's pretty much the same thing. It's been around for thousands of years and it's got a huge water ratio of 8:1. That is massive. That's almost like a human in a swimming pool. Yeah, so by hopefully cooking the rice down, it's going to naturally release those starches, which should, hopefully, if you get it right, result in a creamy texture that is actually non-dairy. I don't know, to me, it does still sound a little bit bland. I'm a little bit skeptical, but I think it really is about those toppings. So what's the easiest way to introduce me to congee? Well, online, I found some instant packet mixes that do have some unusual flavors. Yeah, I bought a variety pack, so I've got 4 different flavors. I've got chicken, pork and seaweed, and my personal favorite, which we are going to try, shrimp and crabstick, which does sound a little bit like a cartoon. Now, each of them have got an egg on there, which might make sense in a minute. I don't know if I'm going to do that, but it has hardly any English on the back, so we'll just try and suss out how to make this. I mean, basically, I think we're just going to add water. I didn't know that you could actually get reviews on instant packets of congee, but oh yes, Kai, 5 stars. Very good if you follow the extra steps the Thai recommend and add an egg and extra garnish. Should be extra garnish. My Cantonese dad's new favourite instant congee. Be aware these are smaller packs and you might find larger ones elsewhere, so pay attention to the amount of water to use as instructed. The instructions aren't in English. I'm just going to probably add water. M. Davies, 1 star. Thai jasmine rice instant porridge. So jasmine rice is the rice we're using for our congee as standard today. Not sure what to make of this. It makes a watery soup containing almost no calories or carbohydrates. Where's the fun in that? It seems pointless consuming it. The flavour is tolerable, but not really tasty. Well, hopefully by going for the shrimp and crabstick one, we'll at least have some flavour. I don't know if I'm going to shove an egg in. Let's just try and have a go. Can you make any sense of those instructions?
No. I think you got to add water.
Yeah, shall I just stick that?
Yeah, just do that, you'll be fine.
Well, let's get the kettle on. Can you make any sense of that? Have a read, mate. You like the smell of it? The only English on there is instant jasmine rice porridge. There is a diagram, so we'll follow that. It just doesn't say the quantity of fluid. And as this is just an introduction to congee, you know, I'm not going to get the Google Translate app out. Oh, wow. Is that like ground rice powder or something? It's like a rice flour, but slightly more coarse. I don't know how much to add here. Maybe just going to try and cover it a little bit. Oh, wow, that is really potent. Let's just give this a stir a little bit, because I imagine this is going to slowly thicken up. Look, it is actually. It reminds me of a pot noodle. Like in the UK, they actually did a version called a pot mash, and I think other brands still do those. Actually, you know what? I think I might like this. The lovely smell of shrimp for breakfast at 9 AM, but I think that consistency are certainly not too watery. It's thickening up as it cools down, which I heard is common in congee anyway. Do you want to try some of this?
I'll wait for the homemade one at the end.
All right, no pressure. And also, yeah, having this shrimpy crabs. There was a piece of crab sticks in there at 9 AM. Yeah, here we go. Ooh, I am not sure, but I'm fairly certain there's some MSG in that. Oh, and on the subject of Uncle Roger, I actually messaged him and he told me that he cooks his in a rice cooker that has a congee setting. I don't have that, but I'm gonna try it. But most people do it on a pot, which we will do in a minute rather than just shoving it from a kettle into here. But actually, consistency is smooth and velvety and kind of creamy, I would say. It's just the loaded fish so early in the morning that's perhaps altering my taste buds. I actually really like that. So I can sort of see the appeal of this. It's kind of like a cross between soup, risotto, and porridge. Well, it is porridge. It's jook, it's congee, but for me, porridge has always been about oats. Officially, porridge can be made with any sort of starchy plant, whether you put it in water or milk. So it is interesting for me. And to make this decent homemade one that I found this amazing recipe, I've had to enhance it with some things from the Asian supermarket. Yesterday, that's where I headed.
I love this place so much. I could spend hours in it. Let's see what we can find. All right, what a haul this is. Let's get it home.
That place is so good. I find things all the time. Like I even bought some sand pears, whatever they are. But I was on the lookout for something, and it seems whatever I want to try and get there, they always have it. So I picked up these frozen fried dough sticks, which we're going to bake from scratch later, which apparently is dunked into congee, a little bit like dunking toast into your soup or something like that. So hopefully we'll see that in a bit. All right, so I found this video for the perfect congee, and the first thing that stood out was the bowls. I actually picked these up from the supermarket yesterday. I thought they were small, but I think these are actually the same ones. Maybe there's a standard bowl for it. As an aside, yesterday in the supermarket, you know you get those trolleys where you're like that? I had these two in it and they were rattling like crazy and everyone was hating me. First thing that stood out is all the different names, including bubur, okayu, and jook, not juke, so I apologize about that. Interestingly, it has just touched on the history of it, whether it is a poverty food because it's a way of just making rice last much more, a small amount of rice with that 8:1 ratio. But then again, it goes to the debate of actually the toppings that you put on it. All right, first step, use 1 cup of rice and we are going to wash it. And I've got, of course, a gadget for that. Okay, so jasmine rice, 150 grams, which is basically 1 cup. And like the chap said, 6 to 8 people it serves. Well, if I can get it all in the tub here, this is our rice washing gadget. Oh my gosh, which had mixed reviews, but a lot of you guys were like, Barry, you've done it wrong. You're supposed to put the tap right flush to, oh my gosh. That bodes well. Right flush to that grate there, okay, to get the maximum spinach, but I'm not hopeful. And also for me, I'm like, is this mandatory? Obviously, we know the benefit of washing rice, but for such a starchy dish, I thought we might want to keep it, but it just shows how much is naturally in it anyway. Oh gosh, the blooming sieve thing's gone in there. Ah, I thought that was actually doing it a little bit. Oh gosh, you don't want that in your congee. I was flush to it. Ah, come on. Oh, look. Daddy Lau only washed his rice 2 or 3 times, I think he says, but that might be the cleanest rice I've ever seen. When I tried it last time, I did put it against the mesh, but this time I was really pushing it, so much so that it fell in a few times. You don't really want that in there. Okay, so this is where the 8:1 ratio comes from. We have 1 cup of jasmine rice, and I will drain that out. 8 cups of water, which is just under, oh no, actually I did fill it to 2 litres, so that's okay. Just under 2 litres. Now, I don't get this step, but we actually bring it to boil immediately. Not salting the water, it's not telling me to do that. Maybe that's more of an Italian thing. Cold water on its own to boil. Yeah, this is the bit I can't understand. They said about boiling the water in advance just to get it ahead, so we're doing that. And of course you can put rice into boiled water. Generally the instructions, after you're done pouring the water, set the stove to high heat. So wait until it boils, then bring it to a medium heat and then wait for another 25 minutes. Then he says, wait until the water is boiling until adding our washed rice. But then I've got to wait 25 minutes first before I don't understand. I'm gonna do that anyway because got to prep some ingredients. What? So basically you're gonna boil, I'm gonna reduce you down for 25 minutes. Then I need to probably still check that I've got 8 cups of water in there and then the rice will go in. Got it? I actually prefer the instant packet mix. So yeah, the ingredients are fairly minimal. This is some ginger. And when I first saw the ginger they're using in that video, it basically looked like a massive potato. Next up is some chopped fresh coriander, and then also some spring onions, aka scallions. And speaking of thin, this is a chicken breast, and he's obviously got a lovely machete. He's slicing thin strips of the chicken, and we don't even cook this independently. It's gonna get poached in the water later. All right, so I put the chicken into a bowl. We now marinate it. And I guess in a way, it's going to actually flavor anyway, isn't it? We're gonna sort of like put a natural chicken stock in. So that was some water, some corn flour. This is some oyster sauce made by the Panda brand. A little bit of a spoiler for an upcoming video. I might have made a panda coffee. It's a panda! Make sure you're subscribed for future videos to make sure you get notified of that one and some other very fun videos coming up. Also some bouillon powder. I picked this up from the Asian supermarket too. Chicken bouillon. We might see a bit of that again at the end. Now he uses his hands and then he ultimately uses chopsticks, but I'm gonna do the very British thing of using a spoon. Well, actually I feel like maybe it should be more of a teaspoon, but let's just coat this. And then he also adds a little bit of oil to stop the chicken clumping together as it cooks. And also apparently the oil will help trap the juices in the chicken. I didn't know that, especially as we're sort of like poaching it. But yeah, we'll just leave that be and go check on, well, our water. This is the thing I can't understand. We bring it to a boil, which we're nearly there, and then we leave it for 25 minutes, but he actually says now that we've got boiling water and our washed rice, it can go in, so it still needs to be boiling. So if that's okay with you, I'm just gonna boil it. As an aside, I think my rice is actually more washed than his. That is the cleanest rice I've ever seen. But this is what he says next, right? Once it's boiling, don't stir it. So you can stir as the rice goes in like that. If you stir, the rice will stick to the bottom of the pot more easily. Wait for it to boil and then cover the pot. This is intense, Hugo.
It seems it.
All right, so this is bubbling away like a dream. Let's get the majority of that in there and see how cloudy that water gets. Actually, wow, that's pretty clear. But that has dropped the temperature as we've seen. So let's just push the rest in. He actually does this pretty cool step that I just saw, which I thought, oh, I might do that, where he uses the water to get that little bit of rice in there. That's actually clever, I like that. But like he said, we can stir this now until it comes up to a boil, so I'm just gonna do that. All right, so that is up to a boil, just gonna turn it down to a slightly lower heat, and I've gotta say, that ratio of water to rice is absolutely bonkers. So the lid goes on, no stirring.
煲粥係好使時間㗎，要慢慢做，唔急得嘅。
I know it's just talked about patience, but like you said, if you stir, the rice will stick to the bottom. Wait for it to boil, cover the pot. So yeah, I've done that, and then he runs in, and it's boiling now, takes it off. We'll stir it for a bit now, and we won't touch it again. When you make jook, don't stir too much. If you stir too much, it will stick to the bottom. So he's saying that again. Remember this, don't stir too much. So I'm like really confused. Am I stirring? Am I leaving it? Oh my gosh, blimey. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna stir it like this, because that's how we stir, just in case you didn't know. But then he does actually leave it slightly ajar like that to stop it boiling over. So covering the pot partially, I agree, to stop it boiling over, because it very nearly did that. Adjust the stove to medium heat. Mine was on medium heat from high like his, good. It should take around 25 minutes to cook fully. Okay, with it adjusted like that, I think we're there. For us Cantonese, we can't rush making congee, be patient. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's literally what's going on there right now. That's good, that shot from above. I think this is where I'm just getting confused here. It's like boiling it, leave it for 25 minutes, don't stir it, now stir it, lid on, lid off, all that kind of stuff. The main thing is I'm now at the point where this is the critical part for the 25 minutes like this. And apparently congee is pretty foolproof as well. If it's too thick, you can water it down and just keep going. Too thin, well, just keep cooking away until you're happy with it. And if it's burnt, which this could potentially be, hey, it's good content for you guys. It's boiling over. It's boiling. What the? No, this isn't supposed to happen. You're not supposed to do that. Calm down. Only got about 5 minutes left to go. You were doing so well. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. To be fair, that does look pretty decently cooked. Let me just show you. Look, that's really fluffed up. That looks great. Okay, another 5 minutes. I'm gonna lower the heat. It has got this fantastic scent of my hob burning watery starch. So he takes some out, and to my surprise, it is actually quite solid still. But I think I've got something fairly similar. And now he uses a whisk to break it up, so it accelerates breaking down the starches. It says to do that for 2 to 3 minutes. So I'm gonna do that, or alternatively, you can boil it down for 10 minutes extra, keeping it over the heat without whisking, but this is just a way of saving time. So for this, yeah, it literally says, for us, this is faster. Power cut. Oh my gosh, we just had a power cut. I'm still going. I can still got this is amazing. Oh, it's come back on. Oh, no, it hasn't. Okay, I'm still, this is incredible. Hang on, we're back and we're not, at least I've still got this chap. And my hob's gone out, it's fine. Are you all right, Hugo?
Yeah, the live stream.
We were live streaming, oh, it's back. This is so confusing. Oh, no, it's gone again. Well, let me just bump the contrast up. I am whisking for 2 to 3 minutes. What the heck is going on? I have not been out here yet since there's been a power cut. I'm going to whisk for 2 to 3 minutes, okay? Sorry, Hugo. I hope you don't mind me like whisking by you. We were live streaming as well, weren't we?
Yeah, and it's all just gone to kaput, yeah.
Oh, no. We were doing a behind the scenes live stream. Everything spilt over as I was talking on there. And then look, we've got this. I'm really happy with this consistency. All right, I'm not sure if there's such a thing as a perfect power cut, because normally when we get them, they go out for like 8 hours, but that's about 20 minutes later. I've just kept the lid on this. Look, you've got that sort of classic starchy rice film on the side. But this, oh, it's still warm, look at this. Like, look at the consistency of this. I'm really, really happy with that. I mean, it's bright white as well. Like, obviously this is a little thicker because it's cooler. That is exceptionally similar, but we're not done yet. Okay, I've got to be honest, we've survived a power cut and his congee base is very similar to this. I'm happy. Remember, don't stir after it started boiling. I've given up on that. But it does say it's done, not stuck to the bottom, and mine isn't. Right, so get it up to a high heat and he's slowly adding in the chicken. Ugh, gosh, it's splattering everywhere. Look, it looks very confused in there. Why is it floating? Sink. I'm just gonna stir that through. Get in there. Gosh, what's going on? Just cook a minute, it's splattering, I'm gonna put a lid on. Oh, ugh. Oh, he's just said when the jook is boiling again, jook, whatever. Oh, it's gonna be ready, but mine already was kind of warm. Oh, gosh. But one thing I did do with the power cut, because it needed no power, was prepare the other seasonings that are going in. So that's some more bouillon, some white pepper, salt, and sesame oil. Goodness me, let's just stir. I mean, that's gonna flavor it, isn't it? Whatever happens. Oh, blimey. I mean, it smells so much better now. I think on its own, it probably would have been quite bland. Yeah, I didn't want to risk that, so I put it in for like another 5 minutes, and I didn't really want to use chopsticks too much. I'm fishing for the chicken. I was fairly confident it was cooked through. Oh, that does look good, actually. Like, after a couple of minutes, in fact, that's what he does in the video. I just wanted to push it a little bit more. Yes, that is cooked through, and what it tasted of the congee, very nice, but now we can garnish it. Oh, hang on, I've got to put these Youtiao. Oh my gosh, look at the size of those. Apparently you can fry them, but also oven bake too from frozen. Oh, I might as well bake both of them. We can always have one that's slightly thawed out for the dessert if we even get to that. Oh my gosh, we got some quirky stuff for that. Yeah, we might as well do it whilst we've got some power at least. They look amazing. Right, here we go. These are the bowls that I bought. I also bought this fish thing. I think that's just like a spoon rest, maybe. Oh, gosh. Does that go like that? Like that? Oh, I don't know. There's a fish anyway. There goes a fish. Anyhow, enough about the fish. We get the congee. The jook. I'm sure it's pronounced jook as well. The jook. There it is, going in. It has got a slightly browner tinge to it. Of course, adding the chicken in there with the marinade has probably helped that and those seasonings. It does smell fantastic. Get a load of that. That looks actually really cool. Slight problem, I didn't add the ginger. So this is still warm. It's only me and Hugo eating this, and I don't know if Hugo actually wants to try this, bless him. It does say if it's too thick, but I'm really happy with this consistency. You can add some boiling water in once you've done it like this, or of course, once you've got it over the pan like we talked about, you can keep adjusting it. All right, we'll just let that sit there a minute. But whilst it does, we can do a little garnish of our chopped herbs. There we go. Expectation versus reality on the screen right now. Let's look at theirs. But do you know what? A nice little green island in the middle. He's done it in a big old dish, but I quite like these little serving vessels. That is my first version, and we will be using this base again. I've even got my freshly baked Youtiao that smells really good. I know I'm definitely pronouncing that wrong, I apologise, but anyhow, here we go. Let's get right in here, get a good amount. Oh, you can smell the pepper in the chicken. Oh, wow, that's a real spank of seasoning. It is instant comfort food. That is gorgeous. I'm not gonna say that's the most perfect congee in the world, but that is way better than that instant one. Probably the fish taste aside, but the depth of it, those flavors, real pepperiness, the chicken stock infusing it. I really, really like that. Oh, in fact, let's just try this. Oh, that's quite salty. Yeah, quite plain as well. I could imagine like some sugar dust on that would be really nice. Authenticity here. Okay, that is really good. All right, giving Hugo a fresh bowl. Oh, got a little bit of red here. Do you like it?
That was way better than I was expecting.
Like, genuinely, this combo, that is so good. Now, I hope this is true, but another popular topping is a combination of pork floss. You probably can't see the writing there, but it says made with 170 grams of pork per 100 grams of finished product. That doesn't even make sense. But this is a century egg. And I actually don't mind these either. It's basically a preserved egg. You see it a lot on challenge game shows. We're like, oh my gosh, I've got to eat it. And basically it tastes like a creamy boiled egg. Have you ever seen one of these before?
No. Is it an egg?
It is an egg, right? Well, watch this. Just have it. There it is. That is a century egg, my friend.
That's like something you see at Halloween.
It does honk a bit, I'll give you that. You want to try it? Do you like eggs?
Yeah, I don't...
You want to try it?
Yeah, go on. Let's have a go.
Maybe take that bit there.
Oh gosh, here we go. Oh, it's a bit jelly. Okay, all right.
See, visually, and actually, the scent is interesting. You're not a fan?
Just a bit weird.
See, I don't mind them.
I mean, it just tastes a bit like an egg, but like, I just, the colours throw me off. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, and that's pork floss. You want to try that?
It looks like Biscoff, but yeah, I'm alright, thanks. It tastes a bit peculiar.
It does. It's an acquired taste, I think, Hugo. But the same chicken base mix for the congee, pork floss going down, and then we just sit the century egg in it like so. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I really just want to shove it on that bread, but I think it will divert the taste because honestly, that is phenomenal. It's so fluffy. I'm just going to hack into it. Oh my gosh. It feels like I've got the Incredible Hulk on a spoon crossed with some biscuit crumbs. Wow, that has added so much more depth to it. And that was one thing I heard as well. You get the congee nice and smooth. It's that sort of crispness, those textures that you add on top, particularly with the floss. That is blooming. Do you want to try some more?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Yeah? Well, time for dessert. So for the dessert, let's go for it. Let's try the rice cooker mode. Unlike Uncle Roger, I don't have the congee mode on it. I literally just have warm and cook. So let's just see if we can make something. A special shout out to Patreon Mark, actually, who told me about this gadget. And I don't know, I feel a little bit disappointed in myself that maybe I didn't. I swear, I think I put it like there, but like actually now putting it right against the mesh. I thought here was actually acceptable, as you'll see in that edit if you want. I got quite close, but literally pressing it so I almost pushed that mesh through seems to be helping. So for this one, a little less control, because it's a rice cooker, a little less water as well. 6 cups are around about 1.5 litres. That's because we want it to be sweet, and this is giving me rice pudding vibes. And yes, look at that. That's a really cool sight. That could be the intro to a James Bond film. Coconut milk, sweetened, rich and creamy. Coconut milk. That's going to be interesting to see what my rice cooker does as I push in our washed rice. Oh my gosh, did I splash some on the lens? I don't think I did, luckily. It's done by weight, so whether I just press it down, am I putting the lid on? Am I stirring it? Am I boiling it? You know, this kind of gets a little bit more, what should we say, freestyle? So I will just quickly give it a little stir just to blend the coconut milk through with the water, and that's it. Oh yeah, I did get a little bit of coconut milk, sorry about that. But anyhow, literally on like that. I've got to say, so far, it's all pretty good. It's still going. I am slightly worried. I am going to give it a little stir. With it having that sort of milk-based content in it, that it could actually scorch the bottom. So just a quick one like that. But at the moment, this is feeling very easy indeed. Geez. That was going so well. Well, it's definitely warm, and let's not forget, we did have that stage with the saucepan. Yeah, one little stir, why not? Right, like, it's literally happening again. It's literally happening again. What is going on? Calm down, mate. It's like an angry bubble bath. Okay, so by partly venting it, we can't keep the lid on it, otherwise it's gonna keep bubbling over. This rice cooker is not designed for this. It's gonna knock over at any minute. I have to keep my eye on it, but it is cooking away. It's gonna reduce down. The good thing is I can see what's going on. It smells incredible with that coconut. I kind of want to add a bit of sugar in there, but as you'll see, we will be adding some more bits in there. Well, I reckon, folks, that's about it. Taking the lid fully off. Let's whisk. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Now, obviously, we didn't put it in from boiling water immediately. We had to bring it up to a boil. So I've given it a little bit longer. But look, as I'm whisking that in, again, we're breaking it down. Right, so as this cools down, to help it cool down, this is some condensed milk. Gonna whisk that in. And look, you can see as it's cooling down, it really is like rice pudding now, isn't it? Oh, wow, I'm steaming up the camera. Hopefully, oh, you can just about see it. There you go, we're back. Look at that though. We've basically got a coconut rice pudding base. Okay, I need to try this before we add stuff to it. Hugo doesn't like coconut, so it's just me. Ooh. Okay, that's gorgeous. There is a temptation to add some more sugar, but we'll go with it. I'm loving the consistency though. Look, it is thickening up. We're getting it. And to be honest, I feel like there's a little bit of play with this. So the first thing you might see me pick up from the shop earlier was something called pandan extract. Basically looks like something the Wizard of Oz might try and sell you. But apparently it's got like vanilla notes, coconut notes, jasmine notes, and slightly grassy nutty. I don't know how green this is gonna go. Oh, look at that. Okay, that's quite a lot. But sometimes you get these Asian desserts that are like quite bright green. That is what they will use. So it's basically like an extract. Ooh, I quite like that. Oh, it smells nice as well. Cool. It does smell like hazelnuts. Yeah, I would say actually out of all those flavors, it's kind of like a nutty vanilla taste. For each of the two desserts I'm gonna do, I also bought some glutinous rice balls. This is a red bean paste one, and we've also got a sesame one, which will make sense in a minute. So I guess we just kind of, oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, that's quite nice. Okay, do you know what? I've got some in a bowl. I feel like I want to just make it a little bit more green on the top, just to make it pop a little bit. That looks quite cool, look at that. And then we can stick, I don't know, 1 or 2 of these red bean ball things in, and then maybe some mango, there we go. Nice bit of colour pop there. Now speaking of a colour pop, I mentioned sesame a minute ago. Yes, I do apologise because I'm running out of bowls, but right here is a pack of black sesame paste. I got this in the refrigerated aisle, it stood out, and apparently, like other types of paste, it's a way of flavouring and also dyeing the food. So this might get a little charred, especially when you bear in mind that we've got the rice balls with those in as well. So I don't know, I'm just gonna push a little bit in here. Oh gosh, okay. What is going on? This is cold. But the rice is warm. I mean, it's basically a glorified rice pudding, isn't it? I mean, my nan, bless her, would be rolling her grave saying, that needs skin, Barry. Can't beat a bit of skin on your rice pudding. And it's definitely dyeing it. I've just gone down this really weird rabbit hole of adding more and more. That's a lot of sesame. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Look. Okay, I've got an idea. Like I say, I have got some black sesame versions as well. Exactly the same as the paste, but with black sesame. I don't even know if I'm gonna... I just turned it into an eyeball, but I might do this bit first. We put in some condensed milk earlier, and what if I just do a little spiral? Can we like mix it in a little bit? I could do like a cobweb design with a fork, but I just like the idea of just trying to mix it a little bit. I don't know where this is going now. And now, as much as I'd like to put that in there, facing upwards so that you can see it like an eyeball, there you go. I don't know, I feel like that needs some mango as well. There we go. Right, let's try these and see if we get a green or black tongue. I say, whatever happens, we've had a heck of a day. Starting with that instant packet mix at the start, even our power cut, which caused quite a lot of excitement and buzz and spilling over everywhere. We have now got 2 more congees to have. You have your base mix. I'm gonna try this without the mango. I don't want it to deter my taste buds. Not got a green tongue, that's good. I'm fairly certain that it's basically hazelnut. With the rice ball. Poof. When I was in the shop yesterday looking at these bowls, I was thinking, what? These are tiny, but like it's so filling. Oh, yes. Condensed milk town, 100%. That is rich and luxurious. I feel like maybe if you want a bit more sweetness, of course, sugar, but condensed milk in that one too. You don't have to do it. You don't, that's fine. It's very unique. But what I really like is the warmth of this congee. I think I can just about call it a congee still, or maybe a swamp. Like these have been thawing out from the freezer for the last few hours, but it's actually softened up even more. Oh. Excuse me.
You alright?
Yeah, the black sesame. I don't think there's quite a lot of sesame in there. I was not expecting how much. I mean, look, open sesame in every sense. Yeah, it's like literally a miniature mouse ball. I'm not going to explain what a mouse ball is, okay? I know a lot of them are laser these days. Hugo's not saying anything there, that's good. Do you know what a mouse ball is?
Yeah, it's the ball that used to be inside a mouse.
Yes! It feels like there's a massive lump of black sesame seed mouse ball in there, which isn't needed. We'll just have it spread into our coconut milk and condensed milk. Thank you very much. I think out of everything today, my favourite discovery is this Youtiao thing. I mean, they're basically like ready-made foot-long donuts. Cheers for watching, bye. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, folks, I just saw here, like, why have I got a gigantic tub of like crispy fried onions. But again, this sort of goes back to where it's all about texture. Cheers for watching. I'm not going to eat this, but it looks nice, doesn't it? I hope you found this video as interesting as I did. I better go before the power does.